Hi there, my name is Blessing and today I'm making some some Nigerian puff. If you want to see how it is made, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like it also if you want. So we are going right into it. We'll be needing some flour. This is all-purpose flour, and then we would need sugar. This is granulated sugar, as you can see. We would also need instant dry yeast. Yes, use instant dry yeast. It is way better than the normal yeast. It will save you stress. And the +1 pepper. This is our +1 ingredient. As a typical Yoruba woman now, I have to use a must. So we add the flour to the sift to take the lumps away. You add it and you sift it in case there's any lumps. This one doesn't have any lumps, but you still have to do it just to be sure, so you don't have any lumps in your flour. You add it. All the ingredients will be in the description box, so you don't need to worry about it. So you can now you add the sugar. Please don't use more than this. It's not necessary. I can even use less if I want. It's a 4:1 ratio. I used 4 spoons of flour, then I used 1 spoon of this sugar. Nothing more and nothing less. It's better for it to be like that. And the yeast. So now we're adding the yeast. It's better to use this instant dry yeast. It will save you a lot of stress. Here I used 3 teaspoons of yeast plus jara, like 3.5 teaspoons basically. So it's better to use this, and I'm going to tell you why now. So you add your pepper as well, and now I'm going to explain why it's better to use the instant dry yeast. It saves you a lot of time. If you are using the normal yeast, you have to add it to water. You add it to water, to warm water, and you have to wait for it to react. Then you add it to your mixture. But here you only add everything together already. You don't need to do any stress. And now you can add the warm water. It is warm water. It is not cold, it is not hot. It is in between, but more closer to hot, but you don't want it to hot. As I'm using my hand, I don't want hot water on my hands, so it is warm water, basically warm. So it's time to mix and mix. You mix it. I don't add the water at once. It's going to give you problem. You might add too much water and you might have to start stressing to put more flour to make it balance. So add the water as slowly as you can. I added it almost 5 times in this video and stirring it like amala. Boom, boom. Stir it very well. I use my hand. You can use a wooden spoon as well if you don't want anything to touch your hand. So you mix and add more water to get it. Has to be smooth and as well perfect consistency. We don't want it too hard, like as if you are frowning when you are eating like mama. We want it to be soft and like fluffy, like you are eating and smiling. You understand? That's the consistency we want. So you keep stirring, adding the water bit by bit, and I am going to show you now the perfect consistency that you want. This is how you want it to be. It is going to be dry, but it is not watery. As you can see, the flour sticks to themselves. They don't even stick to my hand. It goes back right down. So now you'll be adding the cling film to cover it up, because we want some heat and we'll leave it for a while. So when you cover this up, you put it in a warm place. So I'm covering it with a cling film and a foil paper. I didn't have it there, so I had to use both of them. This was the last one I had. So you put it in any warm place. It might be in the sun, maybe a day, somewhere warm in your house. I use the oven here, but you don't on your oven. The oven is warm enough. If you turn it on, you might burn things. You don't need to. Your oven just like that for 45 minutes. It depends on how much time you have. Even to an hour I used because I was doing something, but 1 hour it's not so much. It is okay. So right into the oven, and 45 minutes later, this is what it's going to look like. So basically it has risen, and now you have to add your oil to the pan. I add some oil I used before, then add more. At least it has to get to up to half of the pan, so that when you put your puff puff inside, it at least takes half of the puff puff. So I'm going to teach you how to put the puff puff in the oil. So it's all about your thumb. You have to dip your hand in oil, pick the puff puff dough, and use your thumb to cut the amount you want. This one it can allow you to measure the amount you want. It's like you're squeezing it out. Squeeze the amount you want. You squeeze it with your thumb. Even if you want a big one, it's this thumb again that will help you to measure the amount you want. You are squeezing it out, and when it gets to the amount you want, and you cut it to your hand. So it's easier when you keep putting your hand in oil, as you see that I did earlier. If you put your hand in oil, the dough doesn't stick to your hand. It's very easy. So after 10 minutes or 7 to 10 minutes, it shouldn't be high heat, so that it doesn't burn, because we want it to get cooked. So you start turning. It takes up to 5 to 7 minutes. If you see it start getting brown in 2 minutes, it's too low. The heat is too high, so you have to reduce it. So after turning, I've turned it. It looks good. Now we have to take it out. Basically, look at how amazing it looks. You don't need to put it on high heat. I repeat, medium heat, so that it won't burn. You would see it start getting brown, but it will be too early. So we don't want that. We want it to get cooked and at the same time look good. So medium heat. The oil does not have to be too hot. So now I'm taking them out. See, they look good, and I'm going to show you more and more of how it looks at the end. So that's it for making puff puff. Is very easy. You don't need to stress. You can watch again if you don't understand. And thank you for watching. This is how it looks. You can eat your puff puff with whatever you want. I wanted to open it and show you. See, it's all cooked. It's not hard. And enjoy the puff puff. So guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate. Kindly subscribe and like the video if you want, and I'm going to see you in another video. Bye.